Hi everyone, I am back with Chapter 12, Making a Splash on Sycamore Drive. It took the book huggers 3 days to find Connor's current address on Sycamore Drive. In their defense, the Bailey family had moved twice in the past 4 years, and it was difficult keeping track of them. After camping outside their previous house, the girls pestered the current residents until they finally gave them the forwarding address. The 4 teenagers walked purposefully down Sycamore Drive looking for Bob and Charlotte's house. The book huggers were on a mission to finally expose the Bailey twins once and for all. A bag with tape recorders and a Polaroid camera swung from Mindy's shoulder. Once they gathered enough evidence, their questionable reputation would be cleared, and every school administrator, police officer, and representative in their community would owe them a massive apology. It was a thrilling and nerve-wracking endeavor, and their hearts were pounding as they walked down the street. Wendy got a little carried away and dashed from street lamp to street lamp and mailbox to mailbox like a secret agent. "Wendy, knock it off," Mindy ordered. "You're going to draw attention to yourself. Everyone act natural." Their anxiety was so high the book huggers forgot what natural looked like. Cindy walked taller than usual and waved at all the neighbors like she was in a parade. Lindy swung her arms and swiveled her head like a cartoon character. Wendy skipped aggressively and broke a sweat. "Too natural," Mindy said. "Lindy, I told you to bring your dog. We have to blend in more if we're walking a basset hound." "But Angela Lansbury has arthritis in her paws," Lindy said. "She has to be dragged around on a skateboard. That would have drawn even more attention." "Okay, fine. If we can't move clandestinely, then let's move quickly," she said. "The sooner we get out of view of public, the better." By the public, Mindy was referring to the old man watering his lawn, a pair of kids playing basketball, and an overweight cat napping on a porch. None of the neighbors were paying attention to the book huggers, let alone suspicious of them. "There it is," Cindy said and pointed to one of the homes. "That's Connor's house." The book huggers bumped into one another as if Cindy were pointing out a poisonous snake. "Remember," Mindy said, "if anyone catches us, we're here for a school project." Now, not so clandestinely, they tiptoed up the house's driveway and crawled on their hands and knees through the flower bed. They regretted wearing shorts and short sleeves because the rose's thorns scratched up their arms and legs, but there was no going back now. They slowly sat up and peered through the window. Inside, the book hugger saw Charlotte Gordon vacuuming the living room. The house was spotless, but she was vigorously cleaning anyway, as if the house were covered in invisible dirt only she could see. It had been 2.5 days since Charlotte's children traveled into her son's short story, and since then she hadn't heard a word from them. Cleaning was therapeutic for her overwhelming sense of helplessness. Connor's binder of short stories was still in the center of the floor in the exact spot he'd left it. Charlotte was afraid she might break something if she moved it, so she carefully cleaned around it. "Honey, why don't you have a seat?" Bob said from the couch. "Not now. I'm distracting myself from my thoughts," Charlotte said over the vacuum. Bob got up and pulled the plug, but it didn't stop his wife. She wiped all the surfaces, fluffed all the pillows, and straightened all the couch cushions. "Stressing isn't going to help anything," he said. "I'm sure they're going to be just fine. It's probably taking longer than they thought to track down Avalon Tammy, or whatever her name was." "I know," Charlotte said with a sigh. "I wish I was capable of handling myself as they are of handling themselves. Mothers get trained in how to deliver their children, how to care for and nurture them, how to develop their motor skills and self-esteem, but no one trains you how to stop worrying about them. They say childbirth is the worst part, but it's just the beginning of the pain." Charlotte sat on the couch in defeat. Bob sat next to her and put his arm around her. "I hate to say it, but this is the price you pay for raising 2 wonderful, intelligent, and responsible young adults," he said. "I almost wish they weren't so independent," she confessed. "It'd be nice if they needed their mother once in a while. Maybe I'd get to see them more often." The binder suddenly popped open on its own, and the beam of light shot straight out of it. A moment later, Connor poked his head out of the beam and had a look around the living room. The sight of Connor's floating head made the eavesdropping book huggers flail around the flower bed. They covered one another's mouths so their screams weren't heard. "Hey guys," Connor greeted happily at his mother and his stepdad. "Good news, we found the pirates." "That's terrific," Charlotte said. "I was so worried. What took you so long? Was everything all right?" "Everything went great," Connor said with a laugh. "Actually, it couldn't have gone smoother. It just took a little longer to track down Auburn Sally than we thought." "Oh, Auburn Sally, that's her name," Bob said. "See, Charlotte, I told you everything was going to be fine." "Can we bring the pirates into the house now?" Connor asked. "Just a second," Charlotte said. She retrieved the welcome mat from the porch and set it beside the binder. Have them wipe their feet on the mat on their way in. I just vacuumed. Connor nodded and popped back into the world of Starboardia to have a quick word with the Dalai Lama crew. Remember what I told you guys to say if my mom asked about Starboardia, he asked. The pirates and sailors repeated what they rehearsed. It was a piece of cake. Nothing remotely dangerous happened at all, they said in unison. Perfect, Connor said. Now everyone step through the beam and wipe your feet on the mat. My mom just vacuumed. The pirates and sailors were puzzled. What was vacuumed? One by one, the Dalai Lama crew followed Connor through the beam of light and stepped into the house. Not knowing what to expect, the pirates charged inside with their weapons raised, which nearly gave Charlotte and Bob heart attacks. Everybody calm down, Connor ordered. You're all safe here. The living room filled up very quickly with the characters from Starboardia. They looked around at all the furniture, decorations, and light fixtures in awe. It was the most extraordinary place they had ever been to. The spying book huggers had their camera and tape recorders ready, but they were so stunned to see the pirates appear, they dropped their devices and just watched in shock. It's like we've stepped into the 19th century, Admiral Jacobson said. It's the 21st century, actually, Bob said. This chamber is so elegant, winking Wendy said. Does a royal family live here? No, but thank you, Charlotte said. It's amazing what a couple of throw pillows and an accent chair will do for a room. Siren Sue was mesmerized by all the framed photographs on the mantel. Commander Bailey, are these small portraits of you and your sister, how are they so detailed? She said, your face was so round when you were younger. It's called a school picture, Connor said, and it was right before a growth spurt. Peg-leg Peggy stared up at the ceiling in terror. What sort of torture device is that? She asked and pointed her rifle at it. It's just a ceiling fan, Connor said. Relax, it's not going to hurt you. The pirates and sailors split up to explore the house. They bounced on mattresses in the bedrooms and turned all the lights on and off, used the toilets to splash water on their faces, and opened and closed the appliances in the kitchen. I found a cupboard that's cold as winter, Too Much Rum Rhonda announced, and it's full of fruit, vegetables, and colorful liquid. That's the refrigerator, Rhonda. Stay out of there, Connor said. No one touch anything without asking. Charlotte and Bob watched nervously as the crew invaded and inspected every corner of their home. They weren't sure which pirate or sailor to follow because everyone clearly needed supervision. Connor, we'll have only one guest bedroom, Charlotte said. Where are all your friends supposed to sleep? Don't worry, none of the pirates or sailors are sleeping inside, Connor said. He said it like it should have been relief, but it only concerned his mother more. Charlotte was going to ask him for more details, but she was distracted when Alex suddenly leaned out of the bright beam of light. Hi, Mom. Hi, Bob, she said, and then looked to her brother. Connor, we're ready. Alex leaned back and disappeared. Connor went to the window and had a good look at the large pool in their backyard. Hey, Bob, how deep is the pool? He asked. Bob shrugged. 10, maybe 12 feet, he said. Why do you ask? Before Connor could answer, he scooped at the binder and ran into the backyard. The book huggers quickly got to their feet and ran to the other side of the property. They peeked between boards and through holes in the fence to see into the backyard. Connor stood at the edge of the pool and aimed the binder's beam of light directly at the water. Go for it, Captain, he said. Bob and Charlotte joined Connor outside just in time to see the Dalai Lama emerge from the binder and land in the pool. Charlotte and Bob screamed and grabbed onto each other. The splash knocked half the water out of the pool and drenched Connor and his parents. It was too much for the book huggers to take. All four girls fainted at once and collapsed in a pile behind the fence. Charlotte, Bob said quietly in shock, there's a pirate ship in our pool. Sorry, Connor said. The captain was adamant about bringing her ship along. But the good news is that the pirate's living in it, so you don't have to worry about sleeping in the house. Right, Charlotte said with large eyes. Nothing to worry about. Had the Dalai Lama been just a tiny bit bigger, it wouldn't have fit in the pool. Auburn, Sally, and Alex were standing on the upper deck behind the wheel and had a great view of the neighborhood. The Rosary Chicken was perched on the ship's railing beside them. So this is the land of Sycamore Drive, Auburn, Sally asked. It's just one of many neighborhood streets in the town, Alex said. I like it, the captain said. The cottages in this village are very charming. Albert and Sally kicked down the gangplank, and she, Alex, and the Rosary Chicken climbed down from the Dalai Lama. The Rosary Chicken happily waddled into the grassy yard and pecked at bugs. The twins introduced Auburn and Sally to Bob and Charlotte, and the captain gave them each a very firm handshake. It is an honor to meet you, Auburn and Sally told them. You are very crafty children. Tell me about it, Charlotte said. It's never dull. It's never a dull moment, Bob said. Wait, is that chicken wearing a rosary? Now that the twins had successfully escorted the Dalai Lama crew into the other world, they immediately began planning their next venture. Connor opened his binder to the second tab and retrieved the portal potion from his backpack and poured 3 drops onto the pages of his next story. Another beam of light appeared and shined into the sky like a spotlight. "Time for our second stop," Connor said. "What's your next story about?" Alex asked. "Galaxy Queen is an intergalactic space odyssey," he explained. "It takes place in the year 3000 and follows the queen of a cyborg civilization as she travels through the universe." Alex took a deep breath. "It doesn't get easier after Starboardia, does it?" "Not really," Connor said, "but at least we learned a lot from Starboardia." "Is there anything I can help with beforehand?" Alex asked. "Think about it." "There is, actually. We're going to need spacesuits," he said. Alex snapped her fingers and their clothes transformed into chic, shiny, and futuristic spacesuits. Their suits were silver and had rounded helmets, and there were oxygen tanks attached to their backs. "These are perfect," Connor said excitedly. Charlotte put a hand over her heart. "You both look so cute," she said. "Stay right there. I need a photo of this." "Mom, we really don't have time to take a..." Charlotte gave her son a dirty look that said 1,000 words, but most specifically, "There are 50 pirates in my house and a ship in my backyard pool. You will take a photo of me with me whether you like it or not." Connor didn't say another word, and his mother ran into the house and returned with her camera. "Stand on the grass so I can get the pirate ship in the background," Charlotte instructed. "That's nice. Now put your arms around each other. Smile. This is going to be on the Christmas card." "Mom, this is top secret. You can't put this on the Christmas card," Connor said. "Calm down. No one is going to know what you're doing," Charlotte said. "Everyone will just think that we took a vacation to a theme park. You know, like normal families." "Okay, now just a couple more with my phone." Begrudgingly, the twins smiled and posed as their mother took dozens of pictures. Once she was finished, they were permitted to continue their plans. The twins tightened their helmets, turned their oxygen tanks on, and Toad opened the binder of short stories. "Next up, Galaxy Queen," Connor said. And that is the end of Chapter 12. Chapter 13 is called Galaxy Queen. I'll see you guys then. Bye.